in people that in order for someone to be spiritual, they have this checklist of things they can and cannot do. Oh, he pooped. Nope, can't be a spiritual person. He pooped. I mean, it gets down to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then people themselves. Well, if I do this, I can't be spiritual. What kind of a joke is that? That is like the ultimate sabotaging yourself you could possibly do. Obviously, everything is acceptable. Everything, even the stuff that I don't want to talk about. It's just too gross to talk about. It's obviously acceptable. It happens. So what are these limitations that you have to uphold in order to be a spiritual being? If a spiritual being is beyond limitation, then what limitation do you need to accept to be that? It's kind of a ridiculous question when you phrase it like that. Right? To get beyond limitation, to live a life beyond limits, what limitations must you accept? Well, none. Right? Well, then what are you left with for your bearings? For what direction you're going to go in? My native teachers taught me the heart.
Exactly.
The heart deciphers where you're about to go. Always. Your mind can tell you it's a different place. Oh, don't listen to that heart. It's beautiful. You'll love it. See the glowing lights? See all the beauty, all the love in there? Don't you love it? And wander off and get their head chopped off. Because it can happen. But the heart. That's why honesty is so vital. Because the heart's going to tell you some things sometimes that you do not want to hear. That rub you the wrong way. You don't like that. And so you could easily shun the heart. Easily. And the mind is usually the one doing it.
Oh, yeah.
No, don't do that. That threatens our position in this thing. We're happy with our position. Don't threaten that. It's the spirit always threatens that. It's beyond limitation. It's beyond definition. It's beyond thought. Of course.
Well, the mind has to support the ego.
Yep.
Period.
Yeah. That's a battle that you don't actually win. Something wins it for you. That's the best way to put it. The battle with ego, you don't win. How can you win? If you win, you lose. If you lose, you win. It makes no sense.
We need to learn to teach the mind to be the servant of the heart.
Sure, which is exactly what happens.
And it's tough sometimes.
Right, because
this doesn't want to give it up.
Nope, it doesn't. It likes it too much. But it's okay, you know. But then again, there's the limitation thing. It's like, don't limit it. Don't try to rein it in. Strive to have more control over it. Because it's not a bad thing. I mean, I wouldn't want to just be, if I was just going to be pure spirit, I wouldn't want to be sitting here. Hell no. Right? So there is some, I really like this. Having a voice and being this point of contact, and there's a point of contact, and there's a point of contact, and there's one, and there's one, and there's one, and there's one, and there's one. That means something can happen. That means we can have some fun. That means something can go down. If it's pure spirit, I mean, then just give me the cloud and let me bask in the sun. That's what I'm doing. But, you know, I know why I keep coming back here. I like it. I mean, I wish they would take, the thing I wish could happen was people would take their food seriously and to do that in a sacred manner. I think it would be really cool if they would take water and give that its proper respect. I mean, without it, there's no life. You waste it doing what? Jesus, give me a break. You pour what into it? We do this? I mean, if we could get a little more mature about what it is we call food. Twinkie is not food. Twinkie, not food. No food. You fry it, the minute you fry something, it ceases to be food.
Or microwave it.
Right. It ceases to be food. Why? All the nutrients are taken out of it. The oil boils them out. It's all. I mean, if you want to get nutrients from fried food, drink the oil at the end of the day. Ew, huh? Right? We need to be very mature about what we call food and what we do with it and what we allow corporations and people with the only thing in their head is profit. I must take care of my shareholder kind of mentality out of food, out of water, out of housing, and out of healthcare. Those things should not be able to be commodified. Because the minute you commodify someone's very existence, how is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness actually attainable? When you commodify their very existence. When just by the fact that they've been born, they've got to go out and get a job. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness? Bullshit. Quit filling our heads with crap. Now that is a very high ideal and one I'd love to live up to, but let's not pretend we are. We're giving it away. Oh, our country's changing. You gave it away. Yeah, gave it away. What'd you give it away to? Corporations. You wanted to be served. You didn't want to serve. You wanted to be served. Boom, you give it away when you do that. Like the king. He wants to be served food and then wonders why he gets poisoned. Well, someone hates you. Cook your own food and you won't have that problem. It's true. We stopped wanting to be responsible. We wanted corporations to be responsible. You know, if you didn't have a telephone, well, how would you communicate? Well, you better get damn good at telepathy if you want to do it over long distances. You better develop that talent. But we don't have to, because we just give that to telephone companies. So we don't develop, they get our money, they get our energy, they get our hard-earned time, and we get this little thing that gives us cancer. Yay! We're so wonderful. I mean, do you see how ridiculous it is? When that smacks you in the face, it drives you insane because you still have to live in it. You know, you're disgusted with it, yet you have to live amongst it. It's like, oh wow, this is tough. This is really tough. Which means you really got to get in the heart, because there's no way your mind is going to make sense out of it. No, it's going to drive you into a mental institution or an Oxycontin habit. Morphine. Like guys on the TV do. Drink themselves into oblivion, take the pills, pills. Because we don't want to take care of ourselves. Why is anyone on Prozac? Well, they have a mental condition. Give me a break. They're believing in their own illusion and they don't want to be responsible for it. So instead of looking at what's wrong in their lives, what they're doing that is causing all this commotion and all this havoc, they just go to a doctor and say, fix me. So now you don't even want to be responsible for yourself. Well, okay, fine. You don't want to be responsible for yourself. You don't want to be responsible for the life you live or what it does. This is the world you get. And the way you're experiencing it and the energy level you're experiencing it at is what you get. Isn't it obvious? You give it all away, you get what they give you. Period. That's it. You know, take that back. You have more power than that whole thing put together. Why? Because it's an intent that's for real. When one takes the spiritual road, that's a real intent. That matches with the cosmos at large. That means it's the most powerful thing out there. Of course, it's the most subtle. The biggest is the unknown, the moments to be. The second biggest is what has been. The smallest is now. It's the smallest space there is. This is where unity is. It is where oneness is. That one band of fire. Because without it, there'd be no radiation of what has been or what will be.